All right. So we've just had a little glitch in our recording efforts. So maybe
Mhm.
you've noticed it, maybe you haven't. I don't know how this is going to work out. But what I wanted to talk to Gina about next is the comic book community there in Las Vegas. Um, how did you get connected with Plot Twist Publishing, and how do you get into comic strip creating, and what's that network like for artists?
Well, honestly, there's like the comics community in Las Vegas is pretty small. What I where I got my start was like Tiabi Coffee and Waffle Bar. It's a coffee shop, and they were one day they were having like a adult comic writing workshop, and so I went, and Jean Munson of Plot Twist Publishing was teaching it, and she went through her little course thing where I like drew several different prompts, and she was like, "Oh, your comics are really good," and she told me about like how they have that monthly. I think this was then the monthly comic wall that they usually have at Tiabi. I'm not sure if it's like still going on or not, but and then another thing was the anthologies that they do every year. So I don't know if I should explain what an anthology is, or for the people who
Sure.
don't know. It's just a, a collection of works based on a specific theme. So the theme for that year was like it was it was like a horror theme for, and then another theme was the like a magic spell book theme. So I drew and wrote my story centered around that. So
So
yeah.
they kind of gave you the theme, and then you tailored what
Yeah,
you drew to that.
yeah, exactly. I drew like a story centered around that.
How did
Sorry
you
if that
like
was like
doing
without
that? Like
explanation.
having someone kind of give you someone give you what you were supposed to write about. Like, did you enjoy that as opposed to kind of coming up with your own material?
I like it. Yeah, it was like a fun kind of challenge. Sometimes like it's kind of hard with like prompts and stuff. I feel so much pressure whenever it's like a school assignment. Do something about this. Do something about that. Like I get nervous and I come up with something like bad, but I think I wrote a good story for it. And then this year was the Queen's anthology. I wrote and drew a story for that, and that was released at Vegas Valley Comic Book Festival. So that was fun. It was like a feminist anthology. It was like a cool little thing. It's a
I
cool
have a
little
question for
book.
you
Yeah, yeah.
about actually drawing the comic strip itself. Do you add the colors like I don't know. Is this all done on a computer or is it done in books?
If I do it, I do most of my more recent comics on my iPad. The the work I did for anthologies are done on. I do them on like comic book paper, so there's like the blue lines and stuff, and I use that to sort of plan them out so they're good for printing. But yeah, I would sketch them on paper and then do go in digitally with them, and then with the more recent comics, I draw them on my iPad on Procreate.
One of
Yeah.
one of my
Yeah.
coworkers draws, and he had been waiting for this new iPad to come out, and with the new Apple Pencil and everything, and has been
Yeah.
drawing stuff with that too.
Oh,
He's actually a listener here. Hi, Devin.
is he listening right now? Hello.
Do you ever sort of have the vision of putting your comic strips on T-shirts and selling them?
I don't know how they would look on T-shirts. To be honest, I just stick to zines, and I've sold like a couple prints of them before. But yeah, I don't know how they would do on like comic. I mean on shirts. Maybe if that's what people want, then I'll do it.
I would think the prints too might sell in independent coffee shops.
Yeah, I've sold like a couple prints before, like at my job, because like I said before, we put up like local art and things like that to sell. So I took advantage of that, and I put my comics up there framed before. But yeah,
Mhm.
I need to work on more and like put more up.
That's cool. So, like, did you
Well,
have your own month for like a whole art show there?
yeah, it's not mine. It's like a group art show, so I get like artists uh that I that either I know of or artists that I haven't met that like expressed interest before, and I kind of set up like organize like a little art market thing. I was doing that from June, July, August, September. I did that like 4 months straight, and then I stopped for a little while, but I'm doing it again for December for the holidays, so it'll be fun. and we're doing like a
So
kids camp.
are you sort of like the curator for your shop? Like are you the main person who puts together the art shows for the wall there? Or?
Yeah. Oh, the art showcases and the local art are like separate things. So anybody can come in and put up their could put their art up on the wall. But the art market thing is like people sitting there at tables selling prints or art and things of that nature at tables, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Okay. Cool.
Well, before we let you go, we want to hear about your favorite coffee shops in the world.
Okay, so like I was saying before, like we got like cut off and stuff. It was Grouchy John's because I work there and because the owners are cool and I love my coworkers and everything. Tiabi, of course, because that's where I like started drawing, like really getting my comic work together and starting that. And for the third one, I want to say Aware is like one of my current favorites. Oh, did she get cut off? Oh, never mind. Yeah, Aware Coffee is one of my current favorites right now, just because they introduced me to oat milk, so that's cool. But yeah, like they like handcraft all their syrups and stuff like that. Oh, and also back to Tiabi, they also make like vegan waffles and vegan waffle sandwiches and stuff that are like super good.
Waffle sandwiches.
Yeah, like yeah, like you get the waffle and you use it as a bread. So you kind of have the waffle and then they fold it over and what do they put? Like avocado, like other meats, bacon. I forgot what like my sandwich had when I went, but it was really good. It was like bacon.
That sounds crazy good.
It's like you'd think like, oh, maybe it's not that good, but it's good. It's like kind of sweet, savory.
Are all of those coffee shops you mentioned, are they all in Las Vegas?
Yeah, they're all in Las Vegas.
Okay, good to know. Now I know where to go.
Oh yeah, are you coming out to Las Vegas anytime soon? Or
not anytime soon, but I'm always looking for good coffee everywhere I go.
Oh, for sure. Cool.
I think I might be going down there sometime soon to go see Lady Gaga, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, she's got her residency thing, right? Or something?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
Yeah,
Sweet.
She has a residency there, and I have a friend who follows like every single word and tweet that comes from Lady Gaga, and we're planning to possibly have a trip down there sometime.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you see the new movie, A Star Is Born?
Who, me or Austin?
I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard it's really good though. I've heard good things about it.
It is. I loved it. It's sad, but it's just she's adorable and she's so freaking talented.
Okay. Is it still in theaters or is it like in Netflix yet or anything?
It was in theaters over Thanksgiving because that's when I saw it.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's still in theaters. I don't know. There's a lot of movies I want to see.
It would be good. You could see it in Netflix too.
Okay, for sure. I'll check it out.
Yep. All right. Well, let me say as we end this episode, we again want to thank Gina Parham for being with us today and thank all you listeners for joining us. I want to remind you that we want to hear from you too. So let us know if you know a barista or coffee industry expert that we need to feature on the show. Write to us, give us your questions about coffee, help us with coming up with a clever name for Austin's fuzzy little wind-up chickie friend. And whatever thoughts you got, send us your big ideas to our email address, info@baristaunfiltered.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Please subscribe on YouTube. We've got podcast patrons now through Patreon, so join the cool kids and support our podcast if you can. You can find us at patreon.com/baristaunfiltered. You can donate in any amount or any schedule that works for your budget. As we wrap up, I'm Jodie Lee. And who's my co-host? Austin? Maybe he can't hear me anymore. Normally he would say he's Austin Miller. We're just going to remind you guys to be good, stay caffeinated, friends, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.